100 naira eko. Estan bus eko.
Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to the program Lagos This Morning on Flip TV, where we give you a latest update and also deliberate on happenings in Lagos State and across the country. My name remains Olajide Taufik Olamide, and my co-host here,
Adeni Adela. Welcome to Lagos This Morning.
All right, so let's go straight into the matters. We'll be checking out the headlines for today. All right, let's go to the headlines. The headlines are here for today. The federal government blames crude oil theft on worsening unemployment situation. Wike and his supporters will make it easy for APC to win the presidency. Oshiomole. Why we support Tinubu Shetima ticket? Miyeti Allah. Peter Obi-Wu's Benue votes. Sorry about that. Peter Obi-Wu's Benue voters get APC Chieftain'S Endorsement. We are preparing for possible rerun of election. INEC. Oyo government engages vigilante groups, traditional rulers over insecurity on Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Now let's go into the details. The federal government has attributed the menace of crude oil theft to the worsening unemployment situation in the country. Dr. Chris Ngige, the Minister of Labour and Employment, said this while declaring open the 8th meeting of the National Employment Council on Friday in Abuja. Mr. Olajide Oshundun, the head press, sorry about that, Mr. Olajide Oshundun, the head of press and public relations, quoted the minister as saying this in Ngige, who is the chairman of the council, said that oil theft had made Nigeria to become a mendicant nation resorting to begging for survival. According to him, this menace has hampered the effort of the federal government towards creating jobs for the country's teeming youth population. So, what do you have to say about that?
Dr. Chris Ngige, I'm actually not surprised because it's not even is the one messing up the education system from my own end, because
of course
it's not appreciating the lecturers, and if it's not appreciating the lecturer definitely go on strike.
Yes.
And which will result to less education in the country, and which will also result to unemployment in the country.
Yes.
And most people graduating recently, they are not sure of getting jobs. Because the country is already messed up, so they are not sure of getting any jobs from any, except you have connections. That's just it. So now attaching crude oil theft
to crude oil theft,
I don't understand. Like, it's very, very absurd.
It is just very different.
Exactly. So I don't understand how crude oil theft has to do with unemployment.
Is it the unemployed youth that are stealing the crude oil? It's not possible.
It's not
Not just
possible.
anyone can actually go down there to go and steal crude oil. They are the ones there. And I think they have been exposed. A presidential candidate has actually said that this crude oil theft of a thing have been done by the people in the government. It's like an organized crime, but I think the federal government is still
just want to push everything.
Just
blame. Blaming. They don't want to take like, oh, we did this. This is
exactly.
Happened. They don't want to take responsibility for their actions, and very, very bad.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Ibadan to Lagos expressway, Oyo government engages vigilante groups, traditional leaders to tackle insecurity. In its bid to put an end to incessant kidnappings along the Lagos to Ibadan expressway, the Oyo state government has resolved to involve traditional leaders and local vigilantes. The vigilantes and other non-state actors will work with regular security agencies in order to arrest perpetrators of heinous crimes along the expressway. Special Advisor on Security Matters to Governor Seyi Makinde, CP Fatai Owosheni, made this known while briefing newsmen on the outcome of a stakeholder security meeting held at the Oyo State Security Trust Fund Office, Onireke, Ibadan. Owosheni explained that the collaboration of the Oyo and Ogun state governments are already yielding positive results. Noted that the governments at two states have strengthened the security architecture on the Lagos to Ibadan expressway.
Well. For some time now, there has been insecurity on the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, and there has been incessant kidnappings, especially kidnappings on that road? And
I think I'll still keep saying that Nigeria is messed up, because this thing, I feel like it's a very, very, like, it's not something that they should be like having a meeting on.
Of course.
Like, there should be a solution already. Nigeria is, the world is already digitalized already.
Yes.
There are things we call drones. They can use these drones to tackle insecurity,
to
monitor the activities of these bandits, of these so-called bandits and kidnappers. Not them now saying vigilantes. Okay, what police officers cannot do is that what vigilantes
would do?
That's not possible. I think they are just, after that they will not come out to say they need this kind of amount
of money
to be able to execute this. Exactly. So Nigeria they are not doing the right thing. They keep doing the right thing at the wrong time, in the wrong way. So they are not facing the actual truth here. They need to like face the actual truth and do the needful in Nigeria. The government should really, I hope next year election will bring in a new leader, a new government that will bring something good to Nigeria, because this present government is nothing to write home about. I'm sorry, please.
Yeah, well, I don't think you should be sorry about that, because that's the reality of it. And I also think that the government needs to tackle this situation by creating more employment opportunities for the youth. For the youth, because these people that are kidnapping people, they are not kidnapping them for fun. They are kidnapping them for money.
Exactly. Employment in this country now has to do with connections. Once you are not connected, you're not getting employed. That's just the fact. Even if you have a first-class degree or anything, if you are not well connected in Nigeria, you're not getting the job.
Most of the time.
That's the actual truth, and that's very, very painful.
I just believe the next government that would come after 2023 would work more on the employment of youth.
We hope so.
Because they say the idle hand is the devil's workshop or something. So now let's go to the next one, which is Wike and his supporters will make it easy for APC to win the presidency. Oshiomhole said that. The former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, has said that the crisis plaguing the People's Democratic Party, PDP, will greatly benefit the All Progressives Congress. It was gathered that the G5 governors, known as Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, Samuel Otom of Benue State, Okeze Ikpeazu of Abia State, and Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State are those calling for the resignation of Iyorchia Ayu as the party's chairman. The stakeholders are calling for Ayu's resignation under the premise that the two strongest positions in the party cannot be held by individuals from the same region. Speaking on Friday after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja, Oshiomhole said his party is on course to win in the forthcoming polls. He also condemned the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar for not supporting a southern candidate, as well as his recent comment on the preference for a northern candidate. What do we have to say about that? Wike has been doing all these gimmicks, and
you know, Wike just reconciled with
Oshiomhole.
So is Oshiomhole trying to use that to get into PDP?
He's using it to take a swipe at the PDP and his presidential candidate.
Exactly. So I don't know. Well, this politics of a thing is a game.
Of course, it's a game.
Whatever game they are playing, I wouldn't understand the game. They themselves understand the game they are playing. So Atiku knows what he's doing. Iyorchia Ayu also know what he's doing. They all know what they are doing. So Atiku not sacking, or the PDP not sacking Iyorchia Ayu, they are all aware of what is at stake.
But do you think Atiku can actually win without those 5 governors and their state?
Let me put God. What God cannot do.
I don't think God would want to put hand in Nigeria's politics. I won't say politics in general. Let me just say Nigeria politics.
Nigeria's politics,
because the Labour Party would be praying, the SDP would pray as well, PDP, and all the parties. So I think probably God will just say, okay, let me just leave you guys to do it among yourselves.
God should not leave us, so please, we need God in this next year's election.
Oh God, let's go to it.
All right, so the next one. We are preparing for possible rerun elections, INEC. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, said it is already making plans and preparations for the conduct of a run of presidential election, where no candidates meet the conditional requirements of declaring a winner from votes cast on February 25, 2023. The INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Festus Okoye, gave the hint at a meeting with bureau chiefs and editors of media organizations on Friday in Abuja. Okoye said that such plan had been the tradition of INEC for all elections conducted by the Commission since the return of democracy. Pardon me, please. Since the return of democracy since 1999. He said that INEC was already planning to print double of the total number of ballot papers required for the first ballot should in case there was rerun election. He explained that the preparations were always made alone the first because the Commission had just 21 days to conduct the rerun or run-off election. The National Commissioner said that before candidates should be declared winner of the presidential election, he or she must have the highest number of votes cast and secure a quarter of the votes cast in 2/3 of the states of the Federation and the FCT. That's it.
Well, I think the INEC now should be thinking more of tackling electoral violence, and then this what's it called, the INEC voter registration saga, the scandal whereby people actually clamoring underage voters and the likes, vote buying. There are so many issues that are surrounding this 2023 election that are more pertinent, they are more important. Underage voters, vote buying, electoral violence and the likes. Yeah, I think they should work more on that. They should be more focused on that.
INEC is actually one funny office in Nigeria. Like very, very funny. You get to, like, you go to houses in the north, and is it that they pay their money? I don't know if they pay their money, and then get underage voters to like have PVCs.
Of course.
I don't understand. Where is that done? Like, you see, and they give like different age to these kids.
Ridiculous.
But the pictures, you see that this passport, like these people are like, they are kids.
Of course.
And they are now soliciting for help from Nigerians to help them tackle.
So them sanitize.
How is that possible? Is that not their work?
Imagine.
Why are you giving your work to Nigerians to do on your behalf? That's very, very bad. I feel this coming elections, I hope it will be very, very free and fair, and it will be less of violence, because I'm actually scared of next year's election.
Well,
I'm very scared because if even the rally that they are doing,
yes,
violence is coming up from the rally. So not to talk of the election that will come up in the in the 2023 elections. So I hope they will do the needful and do the right thing. I hope so.
Let's just hope INEC
do the right thing, because Nigerians are relying on you.
Yes.
To do the right thing. Yes. Nigerians are because if we cast the vote for our preferred candidates, it is left to the INEC.
To decide.
To decide and do the needful by not rigging the election
in favor of any candidate.
Exactly. So we hope something will be done, sure.
Yeah, let's just hope. Let's just be hopeful that INEC would make sure the election is free and fair for everyone. So let's go to the next one, which is why we support Tinubu Shettima ticket, Miyetti Allah. The Miyetti Allah Kautal, or social cultural organization, has said the presidential standard bearer of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has promised to address the issue around the livestock intervention program and the retrieval of the 450 grazing routes across the country. This was made known by the Secretary General of the group, also known as Miyetti Allah, Mr. Saleh Al-Hassan, in an interview on Thursday. It was reported that the livestock intervention program was introduced 2 years after the suspension of the controversial Rural Grazing Area Scheme, also known as RUGA. According to the federal government, its aim, among others, was to address the lingering farmer herder crisis across the country. Many southern states had called for ranching, saying that since cattle rearing was a private business, herders ought to buy land and graze their cattle on it, adding that the measure would stop the frequent clashes between herders and farmers. Al-Hassan, whose group had earlier endorsed the Tinubu Shettima ticket, expressed that the Tinubu administration would defend the interest of Fulani pastoralists.
Scary.
Farmer herder clashes. The Tinubu Shettima ticket promising Miyetti Allah to tackle this issue. I actually think previous governments and even this present government should have tackled this menace, not the next president promising them this same thing. And I think the last president actually promised them as well, but we still have ourselves inside this mess.
I love my I love my country so much, but then a lot of damages
has been done already.
So
I actually think this Eda's business of a thing, as they said, it is a private business. So why would you actually take your cattle everywhere to start damaging and destroying people's farms?
They even take their cattle, their cows into people's farm and destroy what they have planted and expecting to harvest. Imagine. Like in some years or in some days to come. And these cows, these cows and cattle just cause damages to everything and leaving them with nothing at all. I don't know. I'm not supporting all these cattle, whatever they are being called. I'm not supporting them. Now, this APC presidential candidate now is promising them
that will resolve the issue of
that will resolve the issues. Okay, it will resolve the issue. Okay, no problem. What the president cannot resolve,
that's not resolved.
That even the president is like familiar with these people.
Of course,
he cannot resolve. Is it what the APC
next one would now do?
I'm not sorry. I don't think it can even resolve it.
Yeah, I actually think before now they should create, probably those elders should get a land of themselves. Actually bring the feed to their cattle there, not actually going into people's farms, since this is your private business.
Exactly.
If you carry that private business into another man's business to destroy that man's business, no, you're wrong. That's in the actual fact, in the actual sense of it, in my opinion. I actually think the next government should actually work on that. You shouldn't be seeing cattle all everywhere on the road, whereby you're traveling from the southern part of Nigeria to the northern part or the eastern part, and you start seeing cattle all around on the road. No, it doesn't make sense. In Sena climes, in the likes of Brazil, they don't do that. If you are a cattle herder, you actually have a kind of space for them whereby you keep them and you nurture them there, and when it is good to go for selling, then you actually sell it out. I actually think the next government will actually work on that.
We hope so. Alright, the next one we have here is Obiru's Benue voters gets Apc Chieftain'S Endorsement. The presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, has said that his desire is to see that the nation's population becomes an asset and component of production. Obi stays in Umka, Boko local government area of